Hi YouTuber, I am here today to introduce myself. My name is Oprah G. Winfrey. I know, you're thinking what the, well, it's correct, Oprah G. Winfrey. On September 25th, 2015, I became a United States citizen. At that ceremony, I had the opportunity to have my name changed. I had a choice to become anyone I wanted to be. I could have been Jessica Simpson or Hillary Clinton. But I chose a name that I can relate to, a woman who inspired the world, who influenced the present and the past. What's amazing about that is the fact that she still exists in this world. We live in a world where people are given more credit and acknowledgement after death. Some people say you should have waited for her to die first for you to take her name. No, I'm going to give her rose petal name. I'm going to let her know that she has an impact and she has been admired and she have changed somebody's life, influenced me well enough to want to walk into her footsteps. That's why I chose her name. When you hear the name Oprah Winfrey, you do not think of a woman walking in Africa with her breasts hanging down her knees and her baby doll on her back and a huge drum of water in her head and running away from a tiger, do you? No, I doubt it. Well, with that said, when you think of the name Oprah Winfrey, you may think of her as everybody get a free car and everybody get a free house. Well, I also hope I can do the same. Yes, when you call me Oprah Winfrey, I just want to say everybody get a free car and everybody get a free house. But my primary goal is to end world hunger. It sounds silly. It is not impossible. As long as life, possibility exists. And I am possibility. Now, I remember before I came to America, I was in Liberia, in the country I was born. And there was a brutal civil war of which I lost family members such as my father, close friends and relatives. And I survived. I didn't survive because I was better. I survived because I was chosen. I was chosen for greatness. And it is my responsibility to live beyond the stars. The sky is not even my limits. Maybe the next dimension might be my limits. But as long as I'm on this planet and breathing, I will live my very last breath, making a difference, a positive difference in the world that I exist in. I have few people ask me, why didn't you change your name to Jesus Christ? Well, it will be an honor to change my name to Jesus Christ. But I'm not perfect. Jesus took the beating for the world. I'm not going to take the beating for the world. What I am going to do is be of a blessing to people that allow me to be of a blessing to them. Oprah may have $1 billion. I know for a fact I have $100 in my account. However, with my $100, I'm going to go to McDonald's, get a cup of coffee, and pay for the breakfast of 2 to 3 cars behind me. It's not the size of your kindness, it's the thought and the energy that is placed behind it. Everyone has good in them. Let's awake that. If you have to change your name, or change your sex, or change the color of your skin, or change your hair to be your best you, then please enlighten yourself. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X are just few names of people who have sacrificed their lives for people like you and I to have the opportunity we have today. The freedom of speech, the freedom of being. I live in a country of where I'm free. I'm not only free as a person, but I am now a United States citizen. Do you know what that means for me? Let me tell you a little story. I remember when I was in Africa as a child growing up. Many days we had no food to eat. We survived day by day, but something we just didn't have it. Especially during the war. Oh, there were many days we barely have decent water to drink. However, as a child, I had a fantasy. My fantasy was to have a whole chicken leg all by myself that I didn't have to share with anybody. Because eating a whole chicken leg was not an opportunity that a child would have. It was a dream. One day, my mom had given me $20 for an allowance. And I felt like I was rich. She took me to the grocery store. As she grocery shopping, I asked her if it was okay that I buy a whole big chicken. She said, "Why would you want to buy the whole chicken?" I said, "I've always dreamed of eating a whole chicken leg by myself." Now remember, I was dreaming of a chicken leg because I never thought having a whole chicken was a reality. So I aimed for at least a leg until I realized I could actually have the whole chicken. So she allowed me to buy my whole chicken. When I got home, I washed my hands, I stretched my body on the floor in the kitchen to be precise, and I dug into that chicken. I ate a whole chicken by myself, including chewing the bone, because that's the thing we did in Africa. When you have chicken, you don't waste any piece of it. You eat everything, including the bone. Well, I ate the chicken and the bone. And I realized something. I had just accomplished something that was most likely impossible for me for a very long time. After eating that whole chicken, I then realized I have no limits. I have no limits on what I can possibly do in this country. I have no limits to the things that I can accomplish. The chicken, which is a symbolism that awakes that ambition and that strength in me. Becoming a United States citizen reconfirmed that. Before I became a U.S. citizen, I was limited. I couldn't travel outside this country and build schools and hospitals, even if I had the money to. Well, now I can. When I came to the United States, I couldn't read or write. And because of my age, I was automatically thrown right into the 8th grade. I have never read a single book, not even Green Eggs and Ham by Dr. Seuss. And in the 8th grade in class, we used to have terms to read, paragraph by paragraph. And each time it was my time to read, I would throw a tantrum like, I don't feel like reading. I don't want to read. And it's not because I didn't want to read or because I didn't feel like reading. It's because I couldn't read. And I was willing to take the punishment than to embarrass myself. So at times I may get detention or get sent to the office. Eventually I got a title that I was rude, I was disobedient, I was disrespectful. I got a title that didn't suit me, not by nature. If I were to describe myself, I would describe myself as warm, sweet, giving, kind, beautiful in spirit. I would catch a bullet to save another life, but I was misjudged because of my character. Even though I couldn't read in class, it did not stop me from doing my homework. I barely graduated high school, but I did. I graduated high school because I made sure I did all my homeworks and I passed most of my quizzes and tests. I probably would have been a straight A student, but I couldn't read my textbook to pass my test. I remember time. I was taking a test, a history test, and I had to either guess my answer or play a little game. In my head, I sang a song. I sang, Mickey Mouse, built a house. And I sang that. And if I land on D, I would circle D. If I land on A, I circle A. And I remember a few times I got like a D or a C or, I did not graduate high school with an A GPA. I'm not a fool. It's just that I am a victim of my environment. I struggle, but I did not allow that to be a hindrance. I had the opportunity to graduate. I went to college and I graduated as well. Now, I have my own business. I'm an honest asset to society. My lack of reading, I refuse to let that be a hindrance to my future. I refuse to allow my father getting shot to be an excuse for me to be ignorant to society. I refuse to allow anything and anyone to hold me back. Without knowing how to read, I also had another challenge that I had to face. I used to have the passion of poetry and writing stories, but the sad thing about it, can you imagine trying to write a story and you cannot spell once upon a time? That was me. I couldn't spell once upon a time because I couldn't read. So I challenged myself. I started educating myself how to read and write. Today, I'm a published author. You can find my book on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and my book also got picked up by a traditional publisher. I have a book signing events coming up in 2016. We'll make another video to tell you all about my book, but this video is not about my book. Successfully becoming an author reinsure me once again, just like eating the chicken, that I have no limits. My primary goal is to end world hunger. It sounds crazy in theory, but in reality it's not. I am not trying to give a man fish to eat. Instead, I am determined to teach him how to fish so he can eat for life. People judge me. When my name was changed, I received letters and emails and text messages from different people questioning, why would you do that? Why would you change your name? Are you having identity crisis? No, I'm not having identity crisis. I am reinventing myself. No, I'm not having identity crisis. I'm allowing myself to be. I'm awakening my true self. I am not that little girl who was willing to be punished because she was unable to do something. She was embarrassed that if she tried to read, her friends would laugh at her in class or make fun of her. I'm not that little girl anymore. I am a woman who has published a book and couldn't read or write. I'm a mother who raising a wonderful, healthy, beautiful child. I'm a friend who's willing to love you as you present yourself to me through acceptance, respect, and trust. I am a human being who's willing to take the clothes off my back and give it to you because you might need it more than me at that moment. I'm a person who cares on what I do to you because I try to place myself in your shoes. If it was done to me, how would I feel? People, stop judging. It's time for us to focus on what truly matters. We live in a country where we have freedom, freedom of speech, freedom of being. I have that freedom too. As a United States citizen, I have the freedom to be anything and anyone that I choose to be. I can choose to bleach my skin to be as white as Michael Jackson did. I could reinvent myself in any way. What truly matters is what I do with that platform. As long as I don't become a hindrance to society, if I don't hurt or harm anyone, please allow me to be. If you have to reinvent yourself to awake your best you, with all due respect, please do. Because it's only then that our world will be a better place, that our future will be guaranteed a better future. I have the courage to do something that many people didn't. We have been brainwashed in society to accept certain things or aspects about ourselves. Well, think about that. If you are that person out there whose name is Mercedes, you didn't have a choice when your parents named you Mercedes. If you are that little girl or boy out there who has a past, things that could hinder you, hold you back, slow you down, prevent you from becoming your best you, cut it off, get rid of it, change it, do something about it. Don't accept it. People has been brainwashed to say, oh, because you were born to a family and your last name is Joseph, so you have to be a Joseph. Well, what if Joseph didn't remind you of something positive of yourself? What if being Shaniqua does not allow you to be your best you? In my business, I once had a customer, and beautiful, beautiful sister, and she chose to be a lesbian. I asked her, may I ask, why did you choose to be a lesbian? She said, when I was a child, I was molested. I was raped many times by people I trusted, like stepfather and uncles. Not only did she change her preference from being with a man to a woman, but she also changed her name. And I asked her, why did you change your name? And she told me it's because she wanted to be the person that she truly is. She made a decision to allow herself to flourish, to bloom into her best self. She is now married to a wonderful woman. And with all due respect, I love them both. I admired their strength, because she could have chose a path to keep her name as birth, hurt and hurt others, but instead she chose to live. She changed her name, but she is happy. In fact, She is one of the best people that I know. This woman come to my business and we talk. We laugh like girlfriends, and we exchange notes and information and advice from one another. Why not be your best you? Why not allow yourself to be? The world is judgmental, but you don't have to be. I am not going to judge you because you changed your name. This hair on my hair is not my hair. It's a wig. Is it any different from me changing my name to Oprah Winfrey? I'm sure Oprah Winfrey will be proud to know that somebody else out there would like to walk into her footsteps. I do not want credit for anything that I do. That's why I chose her name, Oprah Winfrey. I don't want credit. Give the credit to Oprah Winfrey. I'm just a shallow. I am going to be a positive shallow to the world that I live in. My reward is beyond this world. Please give all the credit to Oprah Winfrey. If I can change one person's life, breathe life into somebody, my primary goal is to end world hunger. But if I can end hunger in the lives of one person, I'm satisfied. I am determined to be a positive force to my community, to the world that I exist in. I am determined to be a positive force to my community, to the world that I exist in. And I'll be honored if you can give the full reward to Oprah Winfrey, the television personality. She started this. She awakes me. She showed me how anybody can do what she does. So please, with all due respect, give her the credit. But I will use the name Oprah Winfrey and use it in a positive light. All I'm asking is accept me as I am, respect me as I present myself, and trust that if you join me, we together can change the world and guarantees a better future for our children.